Hello Harmony 1 class. We just finished the Chapter 5 quiz before you guys left for the remainder of the semester. And so we are transitioning over to Chapter 6 in this brand new hybrid online eHarmony format. So, hope you're doing all right. I've certainly missed you guys. It hasn't been nearly as fun not being in the classroom Monday, Wednesday, Friday with you all. But on we go to Chapter 6, and we will make the very best of the format that we have. So what you're going to find is a video for every class day, unless we're having a quiz or something. And then you're going to find on Mondays and Fridays a link for a Zoom session. You need to watch the video prior to our 10:30 class so that when you Zoom in at 10:30 on Monday and Friday, you can get some questions answered or participate in a discussion or whatever. So my intent is not to teach the material at 10:30 in the Zoom session. It will just be to review and take questions from the video that you've already watched. So this is the video for the beginning of Chapter 6. We're going to start doing some composition, and that's exciting. We're going to restrict our compositional efforts to just root position for the next couple of chapters until we get to Chapter 8. Then we'll start writing in first inversion. So we're going to start with writing with repeated roots. So basically, if you want to go from a C major chord to a C major chord, what do you do with the other voices? That's what he's talking about with repeated roots. So it's a relatively harmless way to do part writing. I'm over on page 82, and you should go there as well. When you part write with repeated roots, all members of the triad will usually be present as you move from one chord to the next. Remember, we're writing in four-part choral style, so something has to be doubled. He discusses doubling on page 81. Doubling just means two of the members of the team are going to share the same pitch class. Like sopranos and basses might be singing a C, whereas tenors would be on a G and altos would be on an E in a C major chord or something like that. You would say that sopranos and basses are doubled. They don't have to be singing the identical octave to be doubled. They just have to sing the same pitch class. So basses could be singing the second space C, while sopranos are singing way up on the second ledger line above the staff a screaming high C. They would still be doubled. They'd both be singing a C. Anyway, all members of the triad will usually be present as you move from one chord in root position to the next chord in root position of the same letter. This first portion of the chapter talks about part writing when roots are the same, when they're repeated. So the root will usually be doubled, but the leading tone will never be doubled. So if we're writing a root position 5 chord, and we move to another root position 5 chord, and we're trying to make our mind up, what notes will I give the alto, tenor, and bass? Well, let's stay in C major. If the root is repeated, the root will be G and G. That decision's already made for you here in this section. But it's who gets the B and the D, and who gets the doubled note. Well, the safest thing to do is to double the root. That would be maybe give the G to somebody else as well. That's my dog Moose. He is barking at people walking down the street, so we're just going to have to get used to that. There he goes. He's going out in the other room with Ruth. All right, so, but the tone that should never be doubled is the leading tone. That makes sense, because doubled leading tones lead to doubled octaves. Here comes the best part of the equation.
Come back! Come back!
Tell your people hello. She wants you back. All right, so some examples of part writing with repeated roots are found in example 6.1. You can see we're moving just from a C major chord to a C major chord. Basically what's happening there is he's arpeggiating the upper three voices. Pretty harmless as long as you don't violate any spacing conventions. So you can't have more than an octave between alto and soprano, or more than an octave between tenor and alto. All right, so other than that, it's pretty safe. I would like you to try self-test 6-1 and try your hand at repeated roots. You can see there he's gone ahead and doubled the root of each chord, leaving only 2 other voices that you need to fill in. Pretty harmless style of part writing there. As long as you don't cross those 2 voices or create some sort of a spacing issue, you should be fine. I should mention that in 3-part textures, you're allowed to double the 5th. You're allowed to omit the 5th. And when you think about it, the majorness or the minorness of a triad is really determined by the 3rd. And so the 5th does have a role to play. It's a color note in the chord, but you can still have a C major chord with just a C and an E. So if you're writing in 3-part textures and you find you want to double something, like maybe 2 roots, and now what do I do with the other voice? Omit the 5th and just write a 3rd. So these rules for 3-part writing with repeated roots are also spelled out for you there on page 82. And of course, in 3-part writing, never double the leading tone. That makes sense as well. I'm not going to go any farther than this in this chapter because over on page 83, 84, 85, he discusses part writing with roots a 4th and a 5th apart. And those are pretty tricky. So I'm going to probably devote an entire video to those. And we'll just go from there. But let me talk to you about your homework. I'm suggesting that you do the self-test 6-1. That is not for homework. That's for your practice. It should only take you about a minute to do those 8 measures there. 4 of them in 4 parts, 4 of them in 3 parts. So those will be pretty simple. The homework is going to work like this. The homework for tonight is going to be page 41 in the workbook. And it's part writing with repeated roots. So you can see he's got 10 measures of part writing for you to do there. And he's doubled looks like he's doubled the root in the 2nd chord in each measure. So that just leaves you 2 notes to have to negotiate, an alto note and a tenor note. Okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to complete page 41 in the workbook. You're going to take a picture of page 41 with good lighting. Make sure it's not dim or sloppy or whatever. Take a picture of it. Then you're going to upload that picture, maybe paste it into a Word document. You're going to upload that Word document to a special Dropbox. I'll just title the Dropbox Workbook Page 41 Dropbox. And that way you can put this assignment that is due in the Dropbox that is titled for that assignment. So this video you're watching Monday, that homework needs to be uploaded into the Dropbox by 10:30 a.m. on Wednesday, which would be class time. And so that's kind of how we're going to march along here. You're going to have a video each day. On Mondays and Fridays, you'll click the link and zoom in during class time, and we'll talk about the video and answer any questions and just kind of reconnect, find out how everybody's doing, find out if Kenny and Jaron are staying out of trouble. Oh wait, I think one of them went home, or both of them. And we'll just sort of touch base that way. And then I'll mention any homework, and there will be a Dropbox that accompanies that homework. So this is an abbreviated version of Monday's class. And so, go under my online course. You'll see that on our Harmony One page. It's the very top link. Click on there and you'll see day by day by day what is assigned. Now, I may not be very far ahead when you click on there. I may only have 2 or 3 days of work posted up there. But still, that's where you would go to find the next thing that is due, my online course. All right, God bless you. Text me or email me if you have any questions about what's going on in Harmony One. We miss you guys.